With United States residential solar penetration at only 2%, we are far from the finish line. In fact, at AC Investment Management, we predict that by 2030, 20% of homes will have some form of solar panels in the high case and 10% in the base case. My name is Arianna Marciano, Summer 2021 Analyst. This presentation focuses on the United States residential solar potential. We'll cover key solar facts, the residential solar model and its results, and key implications. The sun is the ultimate energy source of which all other energy sources are derived, and today, solar power is the world's fastest growing energy technology. There are several ways to harness the sun's power, such as photovoltaic panels, solar thermal, and passive solar heating. For residential purposes, solar PV panels are primarily used for generation. A photovoltaic panel, also known as a PV panel, is a collection of PV cells that convert photons from the sun's electromagnetic radiation into electrons through a chemical reaction. The flow of electrons leads to the formation of direct current, which is then converted using an inverter into usable electricity known as alternating current. Solar application on a residential scale has the potential to change the entire landscape of the energy market. The United States has three major solar sectors: residential, utility, and commercial. This graph shows the acceleration in net generation at all sector levels from 2014 to 2020. In 2020, the United States generated about 25 gigawatt hours of electricity through residential solar systems, according to the United States Energy Information Administration. As of 2017, the year-over-year residential solar generation growth rate slowed down to about 32%, compared to the average annual growth rate of 46% over the preceding 3 years. Following 2017, the residential growth rate levels off at around 20% for the next 3 years. A recent surge in utility-scale solar in 2020 may have influenced the slowdown, as equipment and labor demands for utility expansion likely trumped residential installs. We created a solar model to forecast the United States residential solar potential for the next 10 years. We first forecasted on a state-by-state basis in order to account for the vast variation in key solar generation drivers between states. For this report, we focused on electricity prices, renewable incentives, and solar irradiance. Each factor is directly correlated to solar penetration. However, the degree to which they are correlated differs, so we used an optimization engine to compute the optimal weight of each factor, and we found that electricity prices had the highest correlation and incentives had the lowest. This chart displays our residential solar generation outlook. A high, low, and base case scenario was created and compared to the Bloomberg New Energy Finance Residential Solar Report. At a glance, you can see that there are a wide range of solar generation outcomes, but no matter what, residential solar will increase in the next 10 years. Over the last decade, residential solar systems have decreased by over 70%. However, in the last 3 years, that declining cost has started to flatten. Cost decreased mainly due to lowering hardware costs in the past decade. However, soft costs, which include engineering, procurement, and construction expenses, represent a growing share of the total solar system costs and continues to be the biggest impediment in driving down solar system costs. The labor shortage is mainly due to a lack of qualified people willing to work during the unemployment bonus time period in the United States. Drivers to our high case are a reduction in labor costs, improved technology, and new financing solutions. Drivers to our low case are continued labor shortages and macroeconomic issues that are unpredictable. These are the results of our solar model, but from the perspective of solar penetration, which helps put into reality our predictions. In a neighborhood of 100 homes, we predict that 20 of them will have some form of solar panels in the next 10 years in the high case. So as you can see, even our high case is extremely attainable. As a benchmark, we compared our models to other household technology adoption rates in the past. Relative to other technology adoptions, our model follows the dishwasher penetration rate. However, we see a faster adoption rate for solar very feasible because of lowering costs, innovative financing solutions, and social media. Dishwashers do not have the economic and environmental value for the homeowner other than convenience. However, we see a faster adoption rate very feasible for solar because of lowering costs, innovative financing solutions, and social media. Our high case forecast model predicts that there will be residential solar penetration of about 20% by 2030, which is still less than half of what refrigerators took from 1925 to 1938. Our research indicates that there are a vast amount of implications, but the key ones are that solar panels and inverters will have an annualized growth rate of about 11%. Demand loss for utility will amount to about 13 gigawatts, which seems minuscule, but as a whole, the solar market will disrupt utility networks and create a downward spiral as they will be losing utility customers. The utility customers left will be charged with higher electricity prices, and then those customers will feel incentivized to buy solar as well. Thank you so much for your time. Please contact AC Investment Management for more info.